Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's ad-free live stream. Today is Thursday, PPI, and it's going to be a great trading day. Welcome if you're here for the first time. My name is Tyler, and I'm going to be helping navigate you through the wild world of day trading futures. Now, during the live streams, I'm going to be breaking down live price action, sharing my daily trading bias, and giving you real-time trades so you can be and have a front row seat to all of the action. No fluff, just the good stuff. If you're looking to take your trading to the next level and you are wanting to work with go into the funded futures type of accounts, we have a discount code that will give you 80% off, and that is code DTJ. That will give you 80% off. I just got an email last night, 80% off all Apex Eval accounts. You can get those with the code DTJ. You can find the link down in the description. And then lastly, if you are watching this after the stream, you can jump to the key moments using the chapter markers below the video, where you'll find all the trades that I've taken, along with a detailed explanation of why and what I was thinking. With that, let's go ahead, open in prayer, and let's rock and roll. Good morning, Phil. Good morning, Northern. Good morning, Eva. It's glad to have you. I'm glad to have you guys this morning. Father, we just honor you this morning. We thank you for the opportunity that we have this morning. Lord, give us patience to wait patiently for the setups. Let us not be manipulated by the market, but let us take the trades that are the right setups for us. Father, we receive what you have for us today. We refuse and reject greed. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, folks, let's rock and roll. Morning, Tony, Candlesticks. How you doing, my friend? It's good to see you. All right, so we got a couple things here. We just exploded higher. We just kept going. Then we consolidated straight through the night. So we had PPI here at 8:30. We wicked up and we really didn't grab much. So I'm interested in this coming and potentially running back into this 15-minute fair value gap. It doesn't have to do that. We also have this breaker right here I was interested in. It doesn't have to do that either. We have our new day opening gap sitting up here. And outside of that, we could get a decent retracement. If we could get, let's see, what are we at? Where were all-time highs before? We are already at all-time highs, the previous all-time highs levels. And we've balanced out and we've tapped the 1 hour and the 4 hour already. So, narrative wise, I don't know yet. I'm leaning bearish. I want to go short. But we've tagged the new week opening gap to the tick. We've ran into the hourly and the 4 hour. We do have data highs right here, but we also have data lows from yesterday. This also makes relatively equal highs right here. So those are relatively equal highs as well. So if I'm honest, I think I like the idea of pushing higher first before we drop. But we've been inside this breaker bar right here, and we've been respecting that breaker bar. What's up, Ted? You're going to tape read here this morning? That's a good idea. Just make sure you're logged out of your accounts so you don't make any unnecessary trades. There was a nice long right here. An inversion after we tagged this level that I watched play out, hit this high. And then we had another inversion right here that played out to this high. And so far, those are the two things that I've seen happen. For an upside move, I think what I'd be interested in is a break of this 2 minute towards the data high. I think that's the only thing I'm going to take long. If you take this inversion right here, I think that's a little premature because we're inside this consolidation right here. And then for a short, I think I'm comfortable with this 1 hour. This is an obvious, this 1 minute fair value gap. This is an obvious fair value gap, and you can see we've been inside it. So if we break below it with aggression, I think we could run this low and potentially run lower. If we look for targets, I think I would be looking at the previous day high right here as a potential target. ES also created equal highs as well. So the data high made equal highs as well right here. So I do like the idea of us. I mean, it looks like it was intentional. It looks like it was made to be broken. It looks too smooth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got 50% of that range from yesterday. I had that right down here. It's sitting at 21,586. So we got 8 minutes till open. I'm going to sit and be comfortable. Yeah, we got that 1 hour fair value gap we've tapped into, Northern. Or are you looking at a different one? We did tap into the 1 hour fair value gap on the right over here, which we also had a 15-minute. So that's why I like the idea of a downside move. I do like that idea for sure. It's just when do we want to happen? Do we want to manipulate higher first? You know what I'm saying? Because that hourly is also a 15-minute. So I marked out the 15-minute here. Yeah, I wasn't on for this move right here. This was nice. Little breaker here. High, low, higher, high. We broke lower. And on the 833 candle, we wick up into the breaker and for value gap. That was a nice little trade. I'm not going to lie. Price action so far, it looks good. It looks good. So let's just be patient and let's wait for a clean, clear setup. We'll rock and roll. Outside of the news this morning, let's see if we have any other news. FX. I think I'm gonna also put on some music here. So Thursday morning, 8:30 PPI. Not really anything else. So we're good. Unemployment claims came out at that time. We are good to trade, my friends. Okay. J Money Trades. What's up, my friend? There's a 1 hour fair value gap from the 9th. On interesting. That you're correct on that. Interesting to look at this as acting. Are you considering acting, having this act as an inversion? I'm assuming that's what you're having it act as an inversion fair value gap. Four minutes till market open. Yeah, and it overlaps, LJ. Yeah, there's a lot of things right here for we could find support for sure, and we could continue higher. If it's really bullish, then we may not get down all the way to the 50% level. I would like that. But I just don't see price coming straight up and going straight down. I doubt it's going to do that. Honestly, I would like it to see a higher high first and then start moving lower. But if I had to tell you my confidence level on if I'm bearish or bullish, I'd probably say I'm closer to 50-50 than I am anything else. But I mean, if I'm looking at my rules as far as like when we see aggressive price action, we stop like this and we hit something of significance, I should consider longs. I should consider this as, hey, we tagged the hourly, we tagged the 4 hour. These are significant levels. We should look for upside moves. So if I had to pick one over the other, I'd say bullish. Even though the higher time frame, the hourly looks bearish. Yeah, I mean I think there's significance to the low we've put in so far. Where's midnight open? We got midnight open here. We'll get that after the open. We didn't sweep these highs. That's good. Do we sweep these lows? We basically created more equal lows. Okay. I want to see these swept. I can't go long if these are not swept. Okay. That's better. If we now move higher from this point, I would be okay with a long, considering we've swept these equal lows right here. I mean, we didn't even on this open, we didn't even run these highs. That just doesn't compute with me. We didn't even run these relatively equal highs here. We made that really smooth. That just tells me I don't think we're dropping. I'm not looking at a major drop here. I'm not even interested in, I think, going on this 1 minute right here. I think I'm more interested in a long. There's a small 30-second right here. I don't like that. Do we get a close below? We just got the close. I'm not taking it. I don't like how we left equal highs up here, so I don't want to try to short against equal highs. So if it plays out, it plays out. Technically, your stop should be at break even right now. Let's see if it stops out at break even. There's the break even. So that trade did not work out. We also have London highs right here. We did tap this fair value gap right there. I think we did. Yeah, we tapped it barely. Now we're just dropping. That's a nice little tap of a breaker. Inside of fair value gap, yeah. Not doing anything right now, folks. We're sitting on our hands. I like this. I wish it ran this low here. It didn't run the low, so I'm not going to take it. Northern, you might be right. I think it could be some refueling for another pop higher. We'll see. I'm keeping my options all on the table. I mean, there's no opportunity for a short here. The only opportunity for a short is higher. So the only option we have is for a move higher. I can't take it. I can't take a short here. I don't have a narrative, or I don't have any model to get in. Right? I'm not going to take this breaker because we have equal highs. I'm not going to take this inversion fair value gap because we've already violated it and it failed. We don't have another inversion fair value gap. Everything that I see is to the upside. Here's a 1 minute order block right here. Look at a rebalance right here. I want to see if it reacts. I don't want it to come back all the way down. Would like it to react right here. And if it closes in here, I'm fine with that. If it starts running above this, I probably would take it to run these highs. Even if it doesn't close yet before we see it, because that would just be an aggressive move. So we're watching this candle to see how it reacts with this order block and the subsequent candles. All right, so now I want to see this candle ideally close green above this level here. If we can get that, that would probably be a bullish idea. If it's not and stays in here, who cares? I'm not doing nothing. It went from very good in the pre-market to now this is just nasty. No trades yet. Targeting the data high at 8:30 is what I would like to do, LJ. We'll see how this candle here close. I really want it to respect at least the midpoint of this order block on the 1 minute. Okay, so it did respect it. What do I mean by the order block? I'm talking about from this body's low to the body's high. Sitting right there. That's the midpoint, and we stayed above it. So we're looking for the body's close to stay above this midpoint. And if we get an aggressive move right here, I probably would take it. but I need it to clear up to get up here, to push to these highs. I don't even know if my micro screen is up and working. Yeah, my micro screen's not working. All right, so whole idea about an expansion higher right here to take it on the momentum is gone. I was treating this as an order block, and I was wanting to see this act as a propulsion block. I guess if it does it on this candle, it still would qualify. We'll see. Probably going to happen in the macro. Got 3 minutes. 3 to 8 minutes. If you start your macro at 9:50 compared to I call my macros at 9:45. If you guys do me a solid, hit the like button. Let's see if we can get let's go 20 likes. 20 likes on the stream. That'd be nice, and we'll do a on-screen trade here. But I got to get the micro screen to work. Way to go. Nice job, Northern. Yeah, I'm looking to take 1 to 3 trades. That's it. I don't want any more. I'm gonna be tight. I'm gonna wait for the best of the best. Right now, I'm not seeing the best of the best. What do you think? I'm liking it. It's probably not going to close above it. Dang it. Not going to do anything. If it runs without me, I don't think I'm going to take it on momentum. I think I need the solid close. And to be honest, the higher priority fair value gap is this 2-minute fair value gap. We've tagged it 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3 times. Yeah, I really want to get out of this. I don't think I'm going to do anything inside this. Yes is not doing anything either. We haven't hit the... We've ran the data low from the 830 candle, but we haven't ran the data highs. 1 minute. Previous day high was right here. ES has hit 50% of the range. NQ's 50% of the range is sitting down at 586. Good morning, Wilhelm. How you doing, my friend? Yeah, I think we did have a first fair value gap. It was right here, 932. Just extremely small that I just basically ignored it. Yeah, don't try to trade this. This is why, like, here's the other way that the inversion fair value gap can save you is when we know that prices hit a level, when we get smaller fair value gaps in here that we think, oh, look, we swept this low right here, we inverted this, we should be pumping. You wait for the higher quality fair value gap, the one that price has been rejecting multiple times. So if we don't get above this, we don't take a trade, because look at everything. Look at everything underneath this fair value gap. This fair value gap right here. Look at all of the price action and how it's been playing out there. Now, could this also mean that price is going to roll over and drop? Absolutely. But there's no opportunity for us to go short. So we're not going to take anything. The only way I would go short at this point is we first need to go up and then down. That's the only way that I would look at going short in this context right here. Now, if we drop a lot, say something like this, and then we come up to this level, then I could consider going short again. But we're not there. We haven't expanded lower. We're inside of this crap. So that's the value of waiting, of identifying your fair value gap that price is, butting up against or sitting on top of, and waiting until we get out of that range before you take a trade, because you'll get smacked in the freaking face if you try to trade in this. Oh, me too, Ted. I've traded this so many times that I've learned to not trade it anymore, because I've lost so much money doing that. All right, this is the first 5-minute fair value gap that has closed this low since open. So I think we could drop here, or at least run these lows out, at least. Yeah, just look at that 5-minute. What does a 15-minute look like? 15-minute did come up into a 15-minute fair value gap, and this is still not a confirmed order block yet. We have 9 minutes before this turns into a confirmed order block. I want to see, so we can't just say, oh, it's going to drop here. We want to wait until this closes. And if it closes, we can use this order block as resistance to potentially go short, if that's the direction. I'm not a fan of it right now. Well, you way to go. I'm glad you guys made some money out of that. I don't. No. I like this low resistance liquidity right now. We swept some liquidity down here on the 30-second lows here, all these lows. If we can get a push through here, we could run through these levels here. I'm waiting for a confirmed close before I do anything. And we might get some choppy price action after the big expansion move we had yesterday. ICT talks about how after a large range move, avoid the AM session. So we may get some choppy price action here in the AM session, unfortunately. So I don't think I'm going to try to get anything long. If I can get 10, 20 handles, I'll be in and out. Let's see if my micro screen's working yet. Well, folks, my micro screen's not working right now. Now, here's a way that I've thought about trading is doing immediate rebalances. You see how we got so much overlap? So if we get potential, let's just look at this candle right here. If we get an expansion candle like this and it closes, you would go short on the close of this candle, expecting that it's going to be traded to at least to this level. So it balances out, so it basically overlaps with this candle. So it doesn't leave a fair value gap. In this case, it did leave a fair value gap, but it balanced it out. So again, here we run higher, rebalance. Run lower, rebalance. Run higher, rebalance. I don't see a breakaway gap, Ted. I don't know if that's what you're referring to. Let's go to a paper account. I want to... If we're moving higher, that little fair value gap that was created could have been a breakaway. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. Five minutes still. It has closed lower. Created some order blocks right here. ES is moving lower as well. It's just so nasty on how it's moving lower. But even in bad price action, Ted, reading this is extremely helpful to know that, hey, if you took mental trades, you know it didn't work. So now you see stuff like this and you're like, okay, I'm going to stay out of this crap. Yeah, price action before open, this was all nice. This was all nice. Running up to levels, making higher highs, made equal highs, and then we expand lower and then do this. Disgusting. See what we have. What happens at 10 o'clock here? At this point, here's what I would want to see. If we just expand higher from here, I think that would be, I don't like it. At this point, I think what I want to see is this. A sweep of this liquidity right here, maybe a sweep of this liquidity here, and then I'd like to see this. I think that's the only thing I want right now. I'm willing to do the other way as well. If we don't do anything and we just run higher, I would be looking at this as a fake move higher and potentially ready to move lower. Whatever side we run liquidity on first is the side I'm looking at as a potential fake. And I think I want to wait for that to happen. I don't know. We'll see. All right, 9 a.m. I'm sorry. That's my local time, 10 a.m. A whole candle did absolutely nothing. All right, look at that gap right there. I noticed that gap on this candle. Right when it opened with a gap. And then look at this candle now. Ran the low. Yeah, that's the whole point. All right, so we swept that. Let's see what happens now. It did leave a fair value gap right here. Guess it would be that, right? We're going to watch this. The close above. We'll see if it actually works or plays out or not. I'm not taking it. But this is after a sweep of liquidity. So this would qualify. But it's inside of all of this. So I'm not going to take it. We'll see if it plays out. I really hope it doesn't play out. That would make me feel good. Even if it did work out, I wouldn't want to take it. I've hurt myself too many times doing stuff like that. Well, it did give you 10 handles. It just hasn't played out to this high yet. And it looks like it's going to do that here. Yeah, we got a fair... Let's see. If this can avoid being tagged, that would be nice. If it leaves this with the push higher, that's what I would be looking for. For those of you wondering about a breakaway gap is a fair value gap that is not tagged. And it's a signature in price that happens close to consolidation that signals that price is aggressive in moving the moving in a bullish direction. So you look for these breakaway gaps in price action, and you don't trade them. You just want to see them not filled. And you want to see price run to or move through a key level that you want for a potential trade opportunity. And then you have more confidence. So it's an extra level of confluence. So this breakaway gap turned into a regular common fair value gap because it was closed through. While we're waiting, I want to share with you guys a verse that has I've been meditating on here lately. It's been 1 Corinthians 9:24, and this is all in regards to self-discipline. If price starts moving, I'm going to jump back here, but I want to read this. Do you not know that in a race all runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Everyone who competes in games do it unto strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. Therefore, I do not run like someone running aimlessly. I do not fight like a boxer beating the air. No, I strike a blow to my body and make it a slave, so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified from the prize. There's so many lessons in this in regards to my view on trading. A couple phrases that stood out to me while I was reading this. All right, we swept this low. Let's see what happens here. A couple phrases that stood out to me while we're waiting here was run in such a way to get the prize. If we do this in the context of trading, what is that prize? Prize is profitability. Prize is being able to provide for your family. Prize is leaving a legacy to your children, right? Run in such a way, study in such a way, trade in such a way, work in such a way that you're running for that prize, right? It says, Therefore, do not run like someone running aimlessly. So aimlessly in the context of trading is sitting down and trading every morning, but not putting in the hard work for studying. All right, so here's a breakaway gap. This is an example of a breakaway gap. We want to see this remain open here. And quite frankly, I would like this to be my long. I would like to go long through this. I'd like it to act as an inversion. Because if it keeps dropping, I'm not interested. I'm not taking anything short right now. But this looks really good for a nice long here and here. So aimlessly is you sitting down in the front of the charts, just listening to somebody and trying to get signals or trying to trade, make a buck without putting in the grunt work of studying price action for hours before market or after market, whatever it may be. So running aimlessly, it says, do not run like someone running aimlessly. Then it goes on to say, do not fight like a boxer beating the air. What kind of idiot wants to hit the air? I mean, it's pointless. So boxing the air is pointless. It is it's like it's producing no fruit. You're not having impact, right? You're not having significant impact when you're hitting air. You're accomplishing nothing. Boxers don't even punch the air. They punch other bags, right? That's how they do their training. Right? But it says, no, I strike a blow to my body and make it a slave. So we are in charge of telling our body what to do, despite how we may feel. I can relate this to if you have a losing trade and you have a rule that says after 2 losing trades, I'm going to walk away. Yeah, but everything in you wants to continue trading. Everything in you wants to make it better. But you know that you have to tell your body what to do instead of letting your emotions control you. True freedom is in your self-discipline. True freedom is not following your emotions. True freedom is knowing that you're in control over your emotions. That's true freedom. Outside of that, you're just being manipulated by how you feel. And there's so many things that can pull us one way or another. Addictions, opinions of others. All these things can influence the decisions we make, which are all emotional based. We have to be self-disciplined enough to be able to walk away when we need to walk away. Follow your rules when you know you're supposed to. Not take a trade when you're supposed to not take a trade, right? All of these things I get from just this verse. And what I've been really encouraged on lately is running in such a way to get the prize. What does that look like? What does that look like for me? Am I doing everything I need to do to take a step closer to, providing for my family solely from trading? Am I taking those steps that are needed? Those are the questions that I ask myself, that I have been as I've been reading this. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because it's been encouraging for me and challenging, that I'm not just sitting down, at 8:15, 9:15 in the morning, trade for 2 hours, and then get up and walk away and not do anything else. That's not education. There's a little bit of education if you're choosing not to take a trade and you're just tape reading, like Ted is doing this morning. He had a trade this morning, and hopefully he closed down everything, and he's just sitting here watching everything. If he's sitting here watching everything and he's calling out price action, that's education. You can learn. But if you're in the process of trying to take trades, I think that's where you're not doing, you're not running in a way to get the prize if you're just doing that. Does that make sense? So I hope you're encouraged by that word. It's been encouraging to me the last few days. I've been getting up in the morning, looking myself in the mirror, telling myself that I'm going to run in such a way that's going to win the prize, that I beat my body into submission. I tell my body what to do. I tell myself when I'm going to take a trade and when I'm not going to take a trade, that I don't let my feelings or the wicks of candles manipulate me to do something that I don't want to do. So it's been very encouraging. Hopefully that's encouraging to you guys as well. And all this whole time, we've seen almost nothing happen. All right, I would like to see a sweep right here. We could reach all the way down to the previous day high. I'd be okay with that too. Ted, that verse was first, or not Ted, candlestick burns. That verse was 1 Corinthians 9:24. 1 Corinthians 9:24. Somebody want to put it in the chat, that'd be helpful. All right, look at the 5-minute, guys. The 5-minute body closed above the new week opening gap. The 5-minute body closed above the new week opening gap, and we're on the second 5-minute candle. I'm interested where this closes in the next 2 minutes. We finally got displacement here. The next question is do we leave this as a fair value gap, or do we rebalance this, or do we push up through it? Because we got a full 12 minutes. I'm partial to the push through higher. I do like this as a long though. I know, no fair value gaps on the 5-minute. This setup right here, I love. Where liquidity ran aggressively, and then we aggressively start running back into it. A close above this to these relatively equal highs. So this is a trade I will take. So I'm in long. I don't know if my micro screen is working yet. There it goes. So we grab liquidity. Stop needs to be moved to break even 100%. Especially with this volatile market. And I didn't grab. I was waiting for these. So that's why I didn't do anything. I'm going to sell 5 contracts at this high. Oh my gosh. That sucks. That sucks. That sucks. Let's see if we get a push right here. I got back in for just 5 contracts for this push higher. Way to go, J Money. I kind of regret not selling at that swing high right here. Okay, I want to see this blow through these levels here. I want to see a nice expansion. So, I'm not on the screen. I'm sorry. Let's see if this gives me an expansion. If we don't, if this doesn't close green, I'm gonna get out. Because it swept that high. That's the original sweep that I wanted. But when I got back in, it gave me a horrible feel. That's nasty. Let's see if it'll get me out here. I wish I had 10 contracts so I could sell one right here. These are the equal highs up here. Data high, equal high sitting right above it. What will this be? 52 points if it hits. we can get this close above this, that's really what I'm looking for. Yeah, you're talking about this candle right here. It tapped it. You can consider that. This would be the proportion block. This would be the order block, proportion block. Come back down into the proportion block and move higher. Not a fan of this right here. I really needed to get above this high so I know that my stop is protected. Right now my stop's not protected, I don't feel. We just gotta wait. It's gonna get tagged here. That sucks. No way. If this 30-second close or this 1 minute close is above it, I might have survived. $30-second closed above the inversion. Let's see if this 1 minute can close above it here in 20 seconds. That would be insane. Oh my gosh. I really, really wanted to close the trade. Let's see if it plays out. Just let it play out. Let it play out. Thank you, J Money. I simply just put it below the fair value gap. That was my idea. Was I wanted it to be below the fair value gap. All right, we made a new high. Let's see if we can get a nice little push up to these equal highs. I want to see an expansion right here is what I want to see. There's an order block. Let's see if we respect that. Move higher right here. I think I'm going to sell one more here. I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, I could, Ted. Holding with 5 contracts going through this whole thing is extremely difficult. But it's a skill set I know I need to master. I need to get better at. Oh, crap. I meant to do one contract. Well, I'm out now, folks. We are out now. Based off of the one decent play we saw sitting right here. This was an inversion fair value gap. Why did we take this? We took this because we manipulated lower. We went lower, and I said I really want to see higher prices. If we go lower first, I'm going to see this as manipulation, and we'll want to see higher prices. This candle right here, if more than likely my stop would be ran. I mean, we got equal lows right here. I wouldn't be surprised if it ran, but I could execute it a little bit better, I think. But we saw the manipulation. We found the support inside the new week opening gap. We close aggressively above the one fair value gap in this price leg. And then we see a nice push higher. So, decent trade. I'm really annoyed that my stop got ran the first time around, because I would have been up another 10 handles. But at this point, what I would like to see, it would be this right here. I'd like it to sweep these levels here, and then I can see it running back higher. Once we get the second time down here and it went higher, I'm like, okay, well, if we start retracing, there's a good chance we're going to run this level. We just closed below this fair value gap here, which we ran a high, so this would be now the draw on liquidity. This is an actual trade. Right here, inversion fair value gap, closed below. We swept the high, displacement lower. We should run these. Good work, Stoic. I agree. That's why you do. That's the mentality of just being able to sit on the charts and waiting for the trade to come to you. And I think that's what we did this morning. At least on my end. We didn't do nothing in all of this. And as soon as I saw this, I literally marked it out and said, I want to go long right here. I said that right here at 10:10. 10:10 closed, 10:11. I said, here's a fair value gap. I'm going to want to go long in this. And it played out. So, not bad, not bad. I still like the equal highs. If we can get that little sweep, there's another fair value gap right here that we could use to go long. But I'm going to be done on my funded accounts. And then I'm probably just going to do my eval account right now. I have an eval account that I'll trade. I'm just about $100 away from that passing, so. J Money, all right, man. All right, my friend. Glad to have you. Hope the word was encouraging for you. We're going to still see if we can grab something towards these equal highs and the data high sitting right here. I'm done on my funded accounts. I'm now down to an eval account. So we're going to trade this eval account. If we can, I'll probably take a long. Lower probability probably, but I'd like to go through this. If we can sweep these lows, that would be our long. And I only need to go to this high probably for my for my eval account. So I'll probably take a long and probably sell it at this high if we get this inversion here. This is a breaker. That's a breaker right there. I mentioned this. If there wasn't this draw right here, I would take this breaker. High, low, higher, high. Right up into it aggressively and move lower. If we did not have this draw in liquidity, I'd be taking that. Yeah, I mean, it's all about the draw and liquidity. And I think the draw and liquidity is up here. All right, there's our close. We should get a nice expansion right here. I'm not going to let it go against me. We're right at the 11 o'clock macro, so I want to see this expand higher. That's why we got the stop. I'm still interested in this, and I'm so close to my target that I'm looking for just a push to this high. So this is an eval. LJ, see you, man. You bet, man. Glad to have you. Oh, I'm going to have to close this. See how we react here. We're at 10:51. I need about 30 handles or 30 ticks is what I need. That push through the highs will probably get me the funded account, so that's all I need. Come on. Give me the push. When this goes, it's going to go aggressively, most likely. It's not giving me an entry. I don't want to just take this off momentum. I've been wrong before. This is how I go from so close to passing something to failing it, is I take stuff like this. Oh yeah, it should go. And then it stops and reverses. So we'll wait. We still wait for the model. Still wait for a setup. Technically, the trade isn't even invalid yet. We stayed inside the fair value gap. So I could have gone long down here, but I really don't like playing the momentum plays here, but I might end up playing it. This is eval only, folks. Eval only. I'm doing an eval account. Get it on this pullback on the 32nd. Let's see if it'll give it to me. Fair value gap right here. Doesn't look like it's going to give it to me. I need it on the retracement here. And it's taking its sweet time. I'm just trying to get 100 points. I'm going to have to, if this doesn't work out right here, which I'm not going to keep losing money off of this eval. I'll just wait another day if I'm going to have another losing trade. This is the fair value gap I wanted it to dip into. All right, we're going to close that. We're going to be done. I don't like this. I don't like the feeling I'm getting. We'll get the rest another day. I got to know when to stop. Now it's just going to blow up higher. High resistance. This is high resistance liquidity. That's what I keep forgetting. High resistance liquidity runs do this. It does this, what we're seeing. It overlaps with price action. And this is where I need to just buy it down here, not buy it up here on the breakout. Buy it down here, not up here. I would literally still be in that trade, that original trade. For those of you on the stream, if you want, I'm using Apex accounts. So I trade multiple Apex funded accounts. If you want to use and get 80% off, you can use the code DTJ. The code DTJ to get 80% off. I never pinned that. I'm not buying long on up here. No, I think I'm going to be done. I think I'm going to be done trading today, folks. I got my winner. I got my profits. Got my $1,000 for the day. Awesome. We'll check it out, Ted. As we continue to grow as a community, there'll be more engagement in there over time. I'm looking forward to that. If you guys are interested in the Discord or the Trading Academy that I have, you can find the link down in the description. It's dtjacademy.com. You can find all the information there. All right, my friend. You guys take it easy. I think I'm going to call it a day here as well. It's 11 o'clock. We'll see. Let's wait and see this data high hit. We'll wait and see this data high hit, and then I'm going to get off. I need to watch it hit because I took a trade here, and I didn't have the balls to hold it. High resistance liquidity runs are not fun in holding trades. They are very difficult to hold through. But nonetheless, this was a great lesson for me on holding my full port size of 5 contracts through this for a majority of it. So Let's see if we pump through this right now. Come on. All right, come on. Let's get there. That's the data high right there. And the equal highs are just above it. There it goes. All right, we've hit it. It took forever, but we got there. Man, that's a good lesson to learn today. All right, folks, with that, we're going to call it a day. God bless you. Stay safe. Follow your rules. Make sure you're in charge of your emotions, not your emotions in charge of you. God bless you guys, and we will see you all tomorrow. Take care.